Well, Port Republic went very well, and this is the camp phase before Gaines's Mill on legendary difficulty. And we have to build the army. So apparently, and I used the information from Crowd to help me build my army. Apparently, the two supply wagons, second and third corps, don't come in. So um, you can spend all the money if you want to. I end up not able to spend all my money, or I choose not to spend all the money that I have. My goal is to spend money on weapons, and that works out for the strategy that I'm trying to implement and I'm testing out. I want to build a lot of. I want first corps to be fairly large, but all my follow-on corps in the beginning of the game to be about to be smaller, to be about 1,000. 1,000 seems to be what allows you to fight. Right now, I have under 30,000, but a lot of these are going to be ballast. So, the numbers aren't telling you the complete truth. So, yeah, my goal with career is to get everybody to, all the important things to 4, including logistics, and then get them to 5, and then 6 altogether, not to race anything to 10. And yeah, at this point, I'm still frustrated that I don't have good weapons to buy, and I think it's Malvern Hill where I finally just get used to, I'm just going to fight with what I have, and I'm not going to worry about it. Where I make the mental switch, hey, you know what, everybody can't get 24-pound howitzers, but everybody can get 6-pounders, and 6-pounders will work. So, yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm just roughly checking how much good weapons are going to cost, and then kind of figuring out how many I can buy with the cash I have, because I want to get the most important thing for me is to get everybody into the army so that, well, here's my thought. When units first start, I want them to get colonels, so everybody gets a star, and this works fine through Malvern Hill. Everybody who goes into battle, who's going to fight, gets a star. So that works great. And then in the next battle they fight, they can get a major. Turn a major into a lieutenant colonel. Lieutenant colonel turns into a colonel. That colonel then goes and becomes a colonel for a brand new unit. So this process works because I keep building more and more units, and I'm going to build as many units as I can. So I'm showing you that I'm building ballast because of the way this battle works. Not everyone comes in, but if you want your best units to come in, you have to have ballast units because it's based on a percentage. See Pandakraut. Or you can just follow what I'm doing because I'm basically copying Pandakraut. 4th Division here is ballast. And then you'll see 2nd and 3rd Corps and the ballast units I have. And this gives you the greatest. Your good units will come in as early as possible, in other words. And then there are some units that come in really late. And the units that come in late, just by walking across the battlefield, they'll build condition, and these majors will build, they won't get a promotion, but they'll go up. Their command bar will go up. And the other thing that I use them for in this battle is the enemy will always try to sneak something behind your army and attack your artillery from the rear or seize an objective or something. So I use them both for rear security, and this is crucial. My intent in this battle is to surround and destroy the entire enemy force. And one of the things you want to do when you surround the enemy, if you're not going to push them into a corner, but you're going to surround them, is you have to have circles of your troops, infantry and dismounted skirmishers, to keep the enemy from retreating in a direction you don't want them to go, because they'll rout out of the pocket. And so what I'm doing is I'm using these ballast units to form a layer of troops, so the enemy, the AI in its calculation, will not see that as a possible route of escape. So these little 500 men units can do that. If you put them around the outside of the circle, when you have an enemy force encircled, the AI will calculate that as not a good way to go. So what I'm showing you here is I'm building good units with 1 star, and then I'm building ballast units, and my best units are getting the best weapons, and I'm just passing those down. the last thing I want to do is I want to get rid of this 3-star cav unit. I already spent $3,000 to change the perks on it, but I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm not going to use a 3-star cav unit. That's useless to me in the way I fight. My armies are always artillery and infantry, and so I'm going to turn it into something really useful, which is a long-range battery, and eventually it'll get 20-pound parrots. Eventually, when I finally get enough of them. So I'm going to turn it into something I really want to use, something I want to fight with. I know that I need to get a sniper unit started sometime, but I'm just not in the mood to play with snipers right now. They're good. I just don't want to do it. And so what I find is I keep putting it off, and I put it off in this battle. There's a great opportunity to use snipers here, and I just don't want to do it. I just want to roll up with infantry and circle the enemy and crush them, and I just don't want to play with snipers. I want to focus on the encirclement. And, I've got a plan for this battle. I want to implement it, and snipers just don't have a role, other than, a unit that gets a lot of kills. But, I don't want to do it, and so I don't. That's basically it. So, yeah, I bought some farmers. I have intended to buy some farmers because I'm going to buy some units that are going to be oversized and entirely for hand-to-hand combat. Particularly, I think there'll be a need for that unit in several of the battles in the Confederate playthrough. That's what I've been told is, there's some battles where you have to get into melee and push the enemy off an objective. And so I want to buy some farmers. I don't know if they go away. My suspicion is that they disappear from your inventory or from the store. So I'm going to buy some of them anyway for ballast units, and I wanted to have some on hand anyhow. So yeah, this is 3rd Corps, and you can see that 2 divisions of ballast. All these other guys are going to fight. 2nd Corps, only 2 divisions, one of which is ballast, and 1st Corps, 4th Division is ballast, and that's the way to optimize things. Again, see Panderkraut, he talks about this in greater detail. And I pretty much just copied his order of battle, and it worked. Here I have some. I had some 42s left over, and some men that weren't in the army, and I got everybody in the army, and it worked out great. So I still have money to get rid of, so I bought some sniper weapons for later. I don't want to use them here, but I figured I might as well buy them since I have the cash. And yeah, I put 35,000 into each supply wagon, even though I know they don't show up. I would like to spend all 28,000 and have nothing, because that's just a good habit to get into. More so for multi-day battles where the AI will sometimes steal your cash. But I figure I'm okay here, and I really don't need any more weapons, or more exactly, there's nothing worth buying. So I can put off buying Enfields until I'm going to put some perks into economy so I can get them cheaper later. So I decided not to do it. So 48 to 53. The other 2 are 36 to 41 and 33 to 38. Very low numbers for training and armory. And yeah, we're both armies are going to be about just over 30,000 men. So they're going to be pretty even, which means it's an easy victory. Anytime you're facing 1-to-1, that's an easy victory. So yeah, I've decided 6-pounders are cheap, and you know what? They're pretty good. And I buy more 6-pounders, and I turn this guy into an artillery unit, and I'm very happy with him for the first time, and glad to have him. So see you in the next battle.